stone. Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for clicking on this video and welcome to Knife Month. I have chosen September to be a month dedicated to knives because knives are a pretty big part of my life. I build them. KN Knives is my own brand, something I've built from the ground up. I'm a custom knife maker, a handcrafted knife maker, and that's basically the bulk of my day job. That's what I do most from week to week. Before I was a professional knife maker, so to speak, I was a professional sharpener. So I sharpened knives. I ran a business at that for some time, sharpening for people both local and all over different parts of the world. And I still get knives sent to me from all over the world to be whetstone sharpened or to be repaired, reground, different things like that. People running into trouble with their custom knives, people running into trouble with their bushcraft knives. They've done damage to their edges, they can't bring them back, they send them in for repair. I'm still heavily invested in that. On top of that, still a little bit of a knife collector myself. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're going to head on and have a look at my EDC collection, and if you stay tuned long enough, if you stay tuned to the end of this video, you're going to find out about a little giveaway we're going to be doing to kick off this month. So I hope you enjoy the video. So let's kick it off here. I gathered up all the knife stuff and EDC gear that I thought was relevant to this video. And we'll throw it out here on a beautiful piece of hide and have a look. Why don't we start off by showing you guys what I have here today for my EDC. That's everything. Okay, for the knife, of course the knife is the important part here. We have an old school Spyderco Native. Notice that different grind, beautiful grind. I've had this knife for a long time. Yes, it's quite dirty, it's had a ton of pocket time, and I really love it. That's my carry for today, along with this classic beauty, the Juice S2, and gotta have a light, the Open Pro pen. This is a new addition to my collection, and it is really cool. We've got some cool features on there, including a light. Okay, I'll try not to ramble too much here. Why don't we start by going through like my modern lockable folders. Let's go with that. So, of course, there's that Native again. It's a little better angle here. Really, really love this piece. Look at that pocket clip wear. Love that. Another classic there. Knife that I love. And one that is really dirty again, the Spyderco Delica 4. In full flat grind. Isn't that beautiful? What a knife. I know it's a little bit funky looking, a little bit crazy looking, not for everyone, but that blue color, the traction and ergonomics on these Delicas are just really, really awesome. Just look at that color. Isn't that awesome? Might look a little brighter blue off camera actually. The very fine, and very sharp traction pieces as well. The jimping, the ramp right there. Such a good EDC knife. Of course, the Benchmade Osborne. Anyone who's been following for a while knows that I have one of these. This is the 940-2, I believe. This was a gift from a subscriber, a viewer of the channel actually. And he sent it with my initials laser engraved in there. Kyle Noseworthy, KN. Those green standoffs, beautiful. This knife has gotten a ton of pocket time as well, and I really love it. It looks fairly utilitarian. It acts fairly utilitarian. It's very stout and just a rigid, tough knife. But still, you have those few hints of spiciness in there. Next up here, we have a Bob Terzolda design. A very beautiful one, a collaboration he did with Mastrap. This is the Terzolda Compact Tactical Folder. It's a flipper design. Look at that. This is a carbon fiber model with the sort of bronze-ish color. It's not like a charcoal, it's not a gray, and that looks like a pocket clip wear, but that's not pocket clip wear. Check out the liners. They're the same finish there. They're sort of a stone washed, I don't remember the color, sort of an ancient bronze type color. S35VN, I believe. Yes, S35VN. Isn't that a beautiful creation? So dirty. I didn't clean these up for this, just to show you guys. These are true EDC knives. My knives get used. So now those are my, like I said, my most common EDC, just modern utilitarian style locking knives. The two knives I have here right now are my oldest knives in my collection. These are almost childhood knives. This one I found now several years ago, a Frontier. I don't know the name or whatever, but I remember carrying this little knife when I was a kid. And my brother saw it, my oldest brother, he remembers seeing it around when he was a kid. This is Imperial Ireland right there. I don't really know anything about it, but I found it, like I said, maybe 7 or 8 years ago in a box and struck up those memories right away. So I cleaned it up a little. It was heavily pitted. I sanded it and brushed it clean, so it's not rusty now, but kind of cool. I keep that one there. I never carry this knife, but I always keep it in my case. And this one was probably my first locking folder, like my first legit knife, we'll say. This was, I stood at my brother's wedding when I was just quite young. That was quite a few years ago now. But he gave knives to his groomsmen, and this is the knife I ended up with. And I actually carried this knife a long time, even up in recent years. Schrade X-Timer, sort of a tactical model. Schrade isn't talked about as much anymore, but this was a really, really nice knife, and it still is. It's got a liner lock made into the design. So I guess kind of more of a frame lock, but all blacked out, really cool. It's slick enough to flip. It's a cool piece. Doesn't get much pocket time anymore. These are the two longest standing knives in my collection. I also have two knives that are like fancy dress carry. They don't get a lot of pocket time, but these are the two that I would carry at a dressy occasion. They're sort of saved for that. This knife was my wedding day knife. This is what I bought it for, and the first time I carried it was in my tux at my wedding. This is a Kershaw Leek. This is actual 24 karat gold plated, custom modified by Texas tool crafters. I love the Leek design. I would love to have another Leek in like just a standard color that wasn't a fancy pants knife like this. But yeah, see, it has enough pocket time to have worn that gold some there on the edges, but beautiful. No scratching. I've never actually sharpened this knife. Still wearing factory edge. But it's just a beautiful piece. The Boker Gent 2 in Damascus. Ebony wood there. It's so dark. It just almost looks like black micarta or something, but it's not. It's beautiful ebony wood. You can see the grain. This knife is done really well. Big fan of the Boker products. This one is no exception. Beautiful. Again, doesn't get a lot of pocket time, but it would be for something like a nice dress occasion like that. I've sharpened it a few times, not a lot. Got a nice liner lock in there, really smooth on the pivot. Just a lightning fast knife. Really, really nice, classy. And now the craziest knife in my collection. Someone mentioned this the other day. I posted a picture of my knife case. This is a CRKT Nerk tie by, I believe it's Brian tie. This is a wild knife, Columbia River knife and tool, but this is really cool. This knife has quite a bit of substantial engineering in it. If you could sit with this for a while, it's a flipper. Quite a large blade. Could fall into the tactical category with all the deep notching and everything that it has. It really locks into your hand. But notice the lock system, it's a lock back. See right there? But this is a one-piece frame. Entirely milled or CNC water cut. I'm not sure how it's done. But a one-piece frame, and notice this lock back here is all in one piece with here, the lower part of the frame. So there's no torsion springs or anything like that. You're actually flexing the whole handle. Do you see that? Like I said, quite a bit of engineering. I believe this has ball bearings in here. It's a pretty nice knife. Was a wedding gift. That's a pretty cool piece, huh? Doesn't get a lot of pocket time just because of the style. I kind of want to keep it pristine. This Victorinox Climber here, the Swiss Army knife. Very classic model. If you're looking for a Victorinox, this Climber model is pretty much like the gold standard in my opinion. I've never really invested in the Victorinox knives. I don't know why, because I really love them. Like those Alox Cadet models, the Alox finish, the aluminum with the ridges. Man, all the different colors are so awesome. But this one was a gift as well. Really cool. So much offered in one of these. You could really carry one of these and have so much. You've got the toothpick and the tweezers and the scissors and just there a lot of tooling in this knife. Highly recommend it. If you're looking for like a Swiss Army knife, this is the model to get. One of the first knives I got when I started collecting knives in like modern years, when I got back into knives. I was always into knives as a kid, but when I got older, I was in university actually, started to really dive back into knives, and this was one of the first ones I invested in. Kershaw Wildcat Ridge. Came in a leather sheath that I've since decommissioned. A 3140, yeah, 3140, 8CR MOV 13 steel. It's jimping on there. It's much thinner than a buck 110. This is actually a really nice knife. If you're looking for like a lockback, traditional style folder, you don't like the newer fancy pants style, this is a really, really nice lockback to get. Every knife guy has to have a buck 110 in his collection. This is the 50th anniversary model. I've had for quite a few years now. I've carried it very little, but it's my truck knife. It stays in my truck all the time. It's in beautiful condition. It's smudgy now, but almost no scratches, just like hand tarnish. So it could be polished back really quickly. But this is a beautiful buck 110. Like I said, 50th anniversary. Everyone's got to have a buck 110. Now we'll get on to the slip joints. This is the Chestnut Bone Trapper by Case Knives, W.R. Case & Sons. What a gorgeous piece this is. 2-blade knife in the nickel silver bolsters. That beautiful. 2 blades. Just a nice design. Just such a classic. Feels so good in pocket. Grabs eyes. Can be brought back. Right now the bolsters are a little bit scratched up, a little bit tarnished, but it can be brought back so quick and easy. And that chestnut bone is just rich. Also have a mini copper lock in the chestnut bone. This was sent in by Case Knives quite some time ago now. You longtime followers will remember. Look at, I love how we have the brass. We have brass liners in here along with the nickel silver. There you can see it a little better. What a gorgeous little knife. Love the mini copper lock. This is just an impressive little folder. This steel, this Case Knives, I can't remember the steel that it is, but just takes a razor edge. And just a beautiful knife. If you're looking for a little one to carry in like the change pocket of your denims, this one is a nice one to get. Not too expensive. You can get them in, good grief, hundreds and hundreds of different finishes, so it's quite a collectible knife. The Case Warncliffe copper lock, maybe? Someone will correct down in the comments. This is a great EDC knife too. I really, although this shape is not common, looks like we have some tape there on our blade. Again guys, my knives get used. Although we have this Warncliffe style isn't all too common, that straight edge, if you're a craftsman, it's way more handy in my opinion than a traditional like a rounded up blade. A rounded up blade usually is not fine enough of a tip to get, say, a wood splinter out, whereas this one, this is my go-to. If I have a splinter, I'll go to my knife case and get this one out, because it's like having like an X-Acto blade tip. So precise. Or if you're a woodworker and you're doing line markings and stuff like that for your measurements, much more useful than a rounded nose blade. course, this is not going to be a good skinning knife or anything like that. But it's beautiful. We've got, I don't remember the name of that stag, but it's beautiful. Case tribal lock. This is a pretty knife. Love that classic big red case emblem in there. That's a big throwback. What a classic. We have that blue stag, just a gorgeous knife. And this is one of those just nice traditional blade shapes, nothing crazy. Lots of steel there. And a traditional piece. What I like about the case knives is, even with all this new crazy stuff now, which is way more expensive and elaborate or whatever, when you pull this out of your pocket to sharpen your pencil, nobody notices. You know, this is probably, what, $250 folding knife? Nobody cares. And nobody notices this knife. It's just dull. This here, nobody notices. Which is fine, it has its appeals as well. But when you pull out a knife like this, you can pull in people and start a conversation from across the room. Wow, look at that, right? Wow, what a beautiful knife. Can I see it? And if we're being honest here, a lot of us knife collectors, we like those reactions. You know you do. And my last slip joint, we have a Great Eastern Cutlery. This was sent in as a gift by a subscriber. Beautiful knife. It's a slip joint, but they're a little more modernized version, of course. We have a natural micarta, maybe like a coffee micarta scale in there. Still got those brass liners. Look at the fit and finish of that. But notice we open from two different ends. Actually, this might be like a canoe pattern. I'd have to search that up, or someone let us know in the comments. You got like a Warncliffe style down here, so you have that razor point. You have that long trapper style blade here. Carbon steel model, so I did get some patina, even a little rust on there at one point. This is a well-made knife. Just a beautiful rendition of a classic slip joint. Now, sort of veering a little bit away from the knives and getting back to the EDC talk, there are a few multi-tools I carry. I couldn't find my wave. I have a wave here somewhere with a full bit set, but I have it lodged somewhere right now. I can't find it, but that one gets a bit of carry, not a ton. This Free, this Leatherman Free, it's pretty cool. Multi-tool, you guys know I like the Free. It gets some pocket carry. It's a little bit smaller than the Wave, but pretty similar in size. Got some good features. But that one gets a little pocket carry. As for multi-tool, this one would get the most pocket carry, and that's the Juice S2, which is probably, sheesh, one of the most iconic Leathermans, in my opinion. Actually, it might be probably Nothing Fancy's opinion. He really pushed the Juice S2 and really blew it up. You guys remember Nothing Fancy? He's still on, puts out the occasional video, but not a lot. But this is a classic. Love this. Just a good size. You can easily carry this in the change pocket of your denims. Little Warncliffe blade, which, like I said, explained already, it's a handy carry. Now let's go over lights real quick. If I'm doing something where I know I'm going to be using my light a lot, it's a day that I'm working in a dark space or up under the house doing work like that, or if I'm heading out on an adventure at night and I know I'm going to be using a light a lot, I'll pick one of these three usually. This is the Perrin, which is really cool. By Olight, it's a 90-degree light. The Perrin is an awesome light. Love it. Then there is, what is this? Is this, I believe this is a Warrior Mini, just in one of those special editions. So this is the Autumn 2, so I'll carry this one, or I'll carry this OD, this tan, like khaki colored Warrior Mini, which is an awesome light. This light is so nice. You guys know I love that tan with the black trim. That is a good looking light. So those are like my heavy carry lights if I need them. There, I've rearranged, made a little more room. This is my fancy carry at the moment. This is an i5T, which takes a AA battery. Really cool, very simple knife, but this is milled from solid brass. Do I have a... No, I don't have a battery in there, right? Oh, yes I do. There we go, turbo mode. These are my odd mood carry lights. If I just feel a little bit different someday, I'll carry a T4 pen light by ThruNite. Cool little light, really unobtrusive in the pocket, along with this i3T, ultra unobtrusive, quite bright. Love that color. Just a cool light. And then lastly, the ThruNite T1, which is a great size, holds the charge a long time, and ultra bright. I think this is 1,000 or 1,200 lumens. And then my main lights here are the Batons, the little stubby Batons. So this is a Baton, S1R Baton 2 right here. This is a 2 or a 3. This is a 3, and this is a Baton 3. I've had maybe 3 or 4 others. I've given a couple to Dad now. Dad carries one every single day. I might have sold 1 or 2, but these are awesome. My favorite EDC lights right here. They don't take up a lot of pocket real estate. They're ultra powerful for what they are, especially the new Baton 3. It's got even 200 more lumens than the traditional. These are just incredible lights. You got the hat clip. Love them. So that's it for this video, the very first episode of Knife Month. I hope you're excited for it. I am. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to reconnect with the knife roots, the sharpening, the knife making, the reviews. We're going to dive into a whole bunch of stuff, so I hope you keep coming back. Now, if you've stayed this long, that means you're going to find out about a couple opportunities to win some cool stuff. The first thing you have a chance to win is if you just watch this video and leave me a comment down below, mention the giveaway in some way, but if you do that, you'll have a chance to be picked. I'm going to do a random pick for a brand new i3T titanium version. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Which is the AAA battery version. This is mine here that I just showed you. Broken clip on mine, but really nice light. Tail button turn on, multiple modes, really cool EDC. But I will random pick someone from the comments that mentions the giveaway, and you'll have a chance to win. I'll send it to you free of charge, but keep checking the comments because I might I'm just gonna comment to you, like beneath your comment, reply to your comment and say, hey, I picked you. And in that case, if you miss out and you don't come back and see that I commented or replied to you, I will pick someone else within a short amount of time. So keep an eye on that. Now, the other thing, I already mentioned on Instagram once, I've got a couple emails. If you have purchased a Kyle Noseworthy knife, one of my creations, since I've started making them up until this point, even until the point today you're watching the video, if you have purchased one of my knives, I want you to send me an email. Email is going to be there right now. Letting me know which knife you purchased, so you would have a certificate with a serial number on it. If you've lost the certificate, you should at least be able to describe it and tell me your name, and I should be able to find it. I keep a very tight record of all my creations that go out. But if you do that, I want you to send me an email like that and give me a little feedback or a little statement, compliment on the knife, whatever. Just I'm looking for some more statements that I can share across my social media to help promote my product, of course. So that's right, anyone that sends me an email that does what I say there gets entered, and I will randomly pick one of those people to win one of my knives, a brand spanking new Kyle Noseworthy knife. Thanks for watching. That's it. 2 opportunities to win. Again, a flashlight and a Kyle Noseworthy knife. Hope you keep coming back for the rest of next month. Like, comment, subscribe. I would really love it if you'd share to help promote it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.